Boom. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Happy Saturday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a beer from a brand new brewery that I've never had a beer from before, and I'm pretty damn excited because, first of all, when I saw these guys on Tavour, I was like, how have I not purchased more of these beers before? I guess this is the only one that I've actually seen on Tavour, and I would put these guys up there with some of the best can art I've ever seen. I'm definitely putting up there with like the amount of details of Droid Theory and Anchorage Brewing Company when it comes to some of my favorite labels out there, because we got one here from Unseen Creatures Brewing Company, or Unseen Creatures Brewing and Blending, called The Child, and it's a hazy juicy IPA coming at a 7.5% ABV, even though on Untapped it says it's a 7% ABV, but this on the can it says 7.5. But just look at this canner. Holy crap, am I in love with this stuff. This label is so fantastic looking, and I love the colors. I love the Phoenix on there. And just by looking at some of the can art that they do with their stuff, I'm a big fan. I'm definitely a big fan already. So let's see if the beer actually stays up to par with how awesome this label is. So yeah, it's a 7.5% ABV brewed with Citra and Idaho 7 hops, and both of these hops bring in really, really nice citrus and tropical fruit flavors. So I'm expecting this to be a really, really nice, juicy, hazy fruit bomb, making me want to just sit on a beach and just enjoy life. So without further ado, I think it's time for us to crack this thing open and see what this thing's like on the nose. So let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, very bright, very citrusy. I have a feeling this one's going to have like the color of almost orange juice to it, due to having like a lot of these really juicy, hazy, like fruit citrus juice bombs that some breweries like to come out with. The color of them definitely comes into a really nice haziness, almost has the color of orange juice to it. And yeah, I feel like this is going to be exactly one of those kinds. So we're going to be drinking this out of my Fibs Brewing Company glass this afternoon. Now let's pour this thing and see what it's all about. Oh yeah, look at this hazy boy. A little bit of head, but not too crazy. Let it pour a little bit slower because I'm definitely getting a little bit more head than I thought I would be getting, but oh well. Yeah, look at that. I think that looks... I know, that's an off pour in my book. I don't know what the hell I did there with make that kind of head on there, but look at that. It looks like a glass of orange juice, if I say so myself. Still really bright with citrusy flavors. A lot of tropical fruit coming through as well. Getting a little bit of like hint of like a bitter melon in there. Yeah, I already know. I feel like I'm gonna really enjoy this one. This is the kind of IPA that I kind of lean towards, just because I really love the really juicy, very tropical fruit flavored, and just citrusy, just absolutely fantastic hoppy notes coming through in these kind of styles of IPA. So without further ado, let's give this guy a try and see what it's all about. So cheers, everybody. Happy Saturday. Oh yeah. Oh yes, that is fan-frickin-tastic. Very, very has a nice kind of upfront, very tropical fruity and citrusy upfront. Definitely get a nice sweetness that lingers. That's what I love about these, like the New England hazies and all that kind of stuff. If they're brewed to be like a tropical like fruit bomb, there's a very, very nice lingering sweetness usually on the end of these kind of beers, and I absolutely love it. It's like it almost reminds me of like a tropical fruit kind of sweetness. If you get like a mango or pineapple or anything like that, that sweetness that you get at the end that lingers is usually what I get out of these kind of style of beers. And of course, using Citra and Idaho 7 is a really, really nice combination, just to let you know that you're going to be drinking something that's absolutely like very, very juicy, very thirst quenching, just because of how refreshing those tropical fruit flavors are, and just the citrusiness comes through. It's not acidic, so that's really nice. But overall, definitely still getting a little bit of like an earthiness coming through that lingers along with that sweetness. So the sweetness lingers for a minute, and then it almost gets into like this herbal cannabis-like earthiness to it at the end that I think is really nice. And I'm thinking that's probably coming from the Idaho 7, but this beer is pretty damn phenomenal. Yeah, that is good. That is fan-frickin-tastic. So let me see if I can pour a little bit more, because this is definitely going to be an easy drinker. And plus, it's right on the threshold of being what I consider sessionable. So, which is really nice, knowing that if I wanted to, I can pick up like a 4-pack of this and then just enjoy life. So let's look over here at Untapped. And of course, if you can't get your hands on this one from Unseen Creatures, We have a couple similar beers options that are showing up here that I've never seen on a similar beers list before, which I think is really, really nice. So let's look and see what they show here. So we got 2 from Mason Ale Works. We got the Checkerboard Aqua, which is, let's see here, 8% double New England Hazy. Let's see what they have in there. Mosaic and Nelson with Nelson Sauvin. Yeah, that definitely would bring some. That one's probably going to be a little more boozy. A little bit more of those dank cannabis flavors are probably going to come through in that one. And then we got one here which they collaborated with Beer Zombies, which is the Motica Revengeance, which I think is a pretty cool name. And Mason Ale Works is out of San Marcos, California. So if you want to have those possible 2 options available to you to kind of maybe get a similar experience, definitely those are definitely pretty similar. We got one here from Edmonds Oast Brewing Company, which is called, they have one called the 88 Mile Per Hour, which is a collaboration they did with Half Barrel Beer Project. And Edmonds Oast is located out of Charleston, South Carolina. So, and this one doesn't really say what is that like when it comes to hops and everything, but it looks like a nice kind of hazy IPA. So 8.8%. I don't know if I'd really consider this one in there. We got one here from Sixth Sense Brewing. It's called Your Oat, Your Face. I think that's pretty funny. So they had lactose in there, and they, of course, oats that had creamy mouthfeel. Most likely, if you're using wheat or oats, anything in a beer, there's most likely going to be rice hulls in there, because when you add wheat and oats and all that kind of stuff, it's a very sticky grain. So you're going to need the rice hulls in there to kind of help that thing be. It's also used there as a filtration kind of thing as well, but it helps from that grain not clumping together and everything when you're doing the initial adding the water to your mash. But this one's dry hop with Citra Galaxy, Nelson Sauvin hops. And let's see, you got notes of citrus, passion fruit, and gooseberries. Yep, this one's definitely on the list of being something similar. And then we got one here from Magnanimous, I think it's called the Juice Lord, which is a 7.5% Citra and Mosaic and Vic's Secret hopped IPA. Yeah, it's either going to be this one or the Your Oat, Your Face that I think is going to be the most similar. They're most likely going to be both really, really juicy IPAs. The Oat in Your Face one's definitely going to help with that, creating that similar mouthfeel as well, due to it makes it a very soft, like almost pillowy soft mouthfeel whenever you add oats or wheat into the kind of beer. It really helps with that. And of course, I'm assuming that this Juice Lord most likely has oats in there, like flaked oat or something in there as well, to kind of help with the mouthfeel. So I'm going to probably pick both of these, the Juice Lord and the Oat, Your Face, to be the similar ones. So, of course, Sixth Sense is located, if I wrench it forward, they're out of Jackson, Ohio. And then we got the Magnanimous, I think it's called, and they're located in Tampa, Florida. So if you're in Florida and if you haven't tried this one from Unseen Creatures, I know they have it available over at the brewery right now in Crowlers. If I saw it on their website correctly, it doesn't look like they have them like canned, ready to go and everything like that, but they do have it available if you want to go over there and get a crowler of it. Plus, they have a bunch of other options over there, so you can go over there. I know they're open so they're closed Monday and Tuesdays, but they're open from Thursday to Friday. So Saturday they open at noon. They're open till 1 a.m. today. So if you want to go over to Miami and have some nice beers from Unseen Creatures, you're definitely going to have a pretty decent experience, I would assume, because this first beer I've had from them is absolutely phenomenal. I'm a really, really big fan. So looking back here at Untappd, of course, a bunch of great similar beer selections. And then when I'm looking at verified locations when it comes to what you may be able to find Unseen Creatures at. So we got a place in Toledo, Ohio called the Casual Pint. We got a place in Odessa, Florida called the Pie Road Mead Works. Let's see, we got a Tallahassee, Florida, the Fermentation Lounge. Let's see, we got a place in Fort Lauderdale, which is called the Craft Beer Cellar. And then we got a place in Jupiter, Florida called Craft Beer City that are known for being verified locations to either pick up stuff from Unseen Creatures or possibly picking up the child from Unseen Creatures as well. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. So knowing that there's a lot of distribution in Florida, I actually reached out to Unseen Creatures on social media today and see if, because after only being able to drink one of these ones and seeing how pretty awesome a lot of their can art and stuff looks, I definitely want to review more of their stuff. So I reached out to them, see if there's any distribution up here in Illinois to possibly get and purchase from, but we'll see what happens with that. But let's look here at the ratings. Let's actually, before we do that, let's read what they showed as a description for this guy. So what it says here is, this juice bomb hopped with Citra and Idaho 7, burst with melon and tons of tropical fruit flavors. Yeah, I'm definitely getting more of the citrus and the tropical fruit more than the melon notes. The bitter kind of melon flavors, I get it on the aroma, but I also get it kind of on the back end as well, kind of mixing in with that little bit of the tropical fruit notes, but you're still getting a little bit of a hint of a bitter melon. That's pretty nice. But overall, yeah, description of this one is pretty exactly accurate when it comes to what you're tasting. And looking here, of course, on Untapped, I mentioned already that it says it's a 7% ABV on Untapped itself, but on the can it states it's a 7.5%, which you guys know by now. 7.5 is right at my cutoff for something to be sessionable. So this is literally on the fence. Literally on the fence. Could be tipping either way. So definitely, since this is right at the cutoff, I would still consider this beer sessionable. And looking here, with over 1,999 ratings. So when I check this one in, I'm hopefully going to be the 2,000th rating on this one. This one has an average rating of 4.02 out of 5, which is pretty damn good. And looking here on my friends list to see if anybody checked these one in. So when I usually purchase this stuff, I usually purchase it off Tavour, and when I usually get beer from them, I usually get two, one for me, one for my father, just so he was able to enjoy it as well. And he checked it in, purchased it from Tavour, and he gave it a 3.75 out of 5. Which I'm actually really surprised. I'm definitely going to give it a lot higher than that. And then we got my buddy who's known as Untapped. I think it's Untapped Sweden on Instagram, where he checked this one and he gave it a 4 out of 5. So he's in Sweden. He was able to get his hands on this one, so that's pretty damn cool. And he gave it a 4, so that's a pretty good rating for him. He drinks a lot of beer. I think the total beers he's freaking drank is up there when it comes to craziness. Yeah, so he's drank a total of 13,054 beers. So he's up there when it comes to knowing his beer knowledge. So let's look here at the global rating to see what other people had to say as well. So let's see here. We got a guy who drank it 15 minutes ago and gave it a 4.25 out of 5. Let's see. We got is that another 4.25? Yep. Purchased at the Pie Road Mead Works. What else we got? We got a 4.25 here, purchased at he's drinking it at the, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this, but it looks like the place is in France, which I think is pretty cool. We got another 4.25 here. He's drinking it at the Origin Craft Beer and Pizza Cafe, which is in Bradenton, Florida. Let's see. Yep, we got another 4.25 here. 3.75. We got a 4.25 purchased at the Pie Road Mead Works again. Another 4.25, a 4.75 purchase drinking it at the Gasparilla Pizzeria and Growlers, which is in Valrico, Florida, I think it is. So a lot of Florida check-ins, which I think is really cool. Knowing, of course, since it's brewed out there, there's definitely going to be a lot of availability for Unseen Creatures out there. But then let's do two more after that one. So we got a 4.5 here, purchased at Ordinance 1, which it looks like it's a bar in Ritchie, Florida. And then the last one we're going to look at here, another purchase at Ordinance 1, and it's a 4.5 out of 5. So yeah, pretty damn good check-ins on this one. Definitely still seeing a lot of check-ins. Or people are picking it up all over the place, most likely different locations in Florida. But overall, I think this is definitely, yeah, I know we got some catching up to do when it comes to catching up to him. Yeah, he's definitely doing a lot of drinking over there. I see at least like 4 or 5 check-ins of him a day. I don't know if he's been up there when it comes to all the new stuff that he can get. But overall, this beer from Unseen Creatures is absolutely phenomenal. Exactly what it describes it is. It's a tropical juice bomb, really nice citrusiness, not really have any acidity, bitterness to it. But overall, yeah, I think this is a phenomenal beer. Phenomenal beer. Really, really enjoying this one. So with that being said, let's start trying to figure out what we're going to be doing for ratings over here on Arn with this guy. So let's see. First off, we like to look at can art. And of course, I think my only gripe about this can art, even though I said it's amazing, I love how they put like fictional characters on their can art. I think it's really, really cool. The detail in it is amazing. The only thing that I would have probably changed is the kind of the color of the label itself, having that holographic kind of look. I know when you look at it indoors, it almost looks like you can't see enough of it, so you have to actually look at it outside to see, or you look at my post, you can see it just pop out at you. But if you look at right there, it's not really crazy, like bright and vibrant. You need the kind of the sun to just let it pop out a little bit more. Of course, you see the holographic kind of notes in the wings and all that stuff. But having that phoenix on there, how much detail is in that phoenix, having the fireballs from its feathers coming off, I think is just amazing. Reminds me of some kind of like Harry Potter-ish. Of course, the Unseen Creatures logo is really cool, having that almost like the horned owl, like Secret of Nim kind of horned owl, if that brings in any memories for people. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out why they named it the Child. I don't know if there's any backstory behind that. I would definitely like to know, but the name of the beer is definitely interesting as well. The Child is not something you would expect to see from this label. When you look at a Phoenix, you're not expecting it to be called the Child, and it's a very interesting choice on name of beer. But I think overall they marketed this beer fantastic when it comes to just putting something on there to really, really catch your attention, having those colors in the background that kind of accent it, whether it's like almost a night sky situation, have those purples, almost seeing stars and like maybe like the moon up there if you see that. But on the bottom, having like blue kind of flame kind of look for maybe that's more like, I don't know if that's just flames or anything like that, but just the detail in it is amazing. Definitely a really, really big fan of this can art. So I'd probably give this an easy, for me personally, even though, like I said, they wish they kind of moved up, but like made the colors a little bit brighter so you can actually see it pretty detailed indoors. But after I saw it in this, like during the day outside, I think it's just probably one of the best can arts I've seen in a minute. So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. It's definitely one of the favorite can arts I've seen in recent memory. I really, really like it. I love the colors. I love the fictional creatures on there. It's just something that's really, really cool. Oh, nice. You went over to a tap house today? Very nice. Beer and pizza for lunch. That sounds like a good idea. That sounds like a pretty damn good thing to do right now. But yeah, 5 out of 5 for can art for me. Probably, like I said, one of the best ones I've seen in a long time. Just for me, that totally catches my attention if I saw it at a liquor store or bottle shop. So let's see here. If I got this beer in a flight over at Unseen Creatures Brewing and Blending, would I get another one? Do I even need to say? Hell yeah. It's absolutely amazing. This is a phenomenal, phenomenal juicy IPA. Definitely one of the better juicy IPAs I've had in a hot minute. And to me, when I taste this beer, this is what I expect a New England hazy juicy IPA to taste like. It's like setting that standard of what I look for in this kind of style of beer, and it's yeah, pretty damn outstanding. I'm a really, really big fan of this one. So I would definitely get another one of these in a flight, after I got a flight of it. But I would also get a couple 4-packs to bring home because I think it would be perfect for a nice warm day. The tropical fruit notes are there, the citrusiness is there, that slight bitter melon is there, and of course you get those like almost after notes of fruity sweetness, and then that like almost earthy, piney, cannabis-like dankness to it that lingers at the end as well. So overall, it's just flavors dancing on your tongue the entire time. So really, really well done from the crew over at Unseen Creatures. So with that being said, I think my final rating on this guy, I'm going to give it a solid, very, very solid 9 out of 10. Really, really do enjoy this one. If you have the opportunity to pick up this one from Unseen Creatures, if you're a fan of really, really juicy IPAs, this is going to be one of the ones you're going to want to keep an eye out for. This has kind of put Unseen Creatures on the map for me for a brewery to look out for when it comes to just how their beers are marketed and just how the ones are tasting. So having the Child be my first experience, they've definitely set the bar pretty damn high. So I'm really excited to kind of hopefully try some other stuff from them in the future. So hopefully you'll be able to see reviews coming from them pretty damn soon. I'm going to see if I can get my hands on some of their stuff, but we'll try to find that out. But overall, yeah, Unseen Creatures did an absolutely amazing job with this one. Really, really big fan. But other than that, yeah, I think that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. So big shout outs to everybody in chat. You guys are awesome for coming to hang out and just enjoying a nice Saturday afternoon. Of course, if you want to follow me on all my social media platforms, you got my Instagram where you'll see what I'm be doing when it comes to reviews that day. I usually do my daily hand checks, kind of giving people an idea of what's being reviewed. Plus, during the week when I'm working and all that kind of stuff, you guys get to see a little bit behind the scenes stuff when it comes to the brewery things, when it comes to either brewing, transferring over beers, kegging, either cleaning kegs, all that kind of stuff. It's just, I'm trying to be more active, and I think I'm doing a little bit better job, but I know I can do better. Whenever I'm doing something, I know I can always do better at when I'm doing something, but it is what it is. So if you want to shoot me a follow over there, that'd be great. Also, if you guys hear me talk about Untapped all the time, it's a platform I look at when it comes to seeing what people are rating beers, all that kind of stuff. I think it's an absolutely fantastic platform. I like to call it Facebook for beer drinkers because that's pretty much what it is. If you're a fan of craft beer and you're not on Untapped yet, you're doing something wrong. So Link to my Untapped page is down in the description below as well. If you want to shoot me a friend request, that'd be awesome as well. I would love to see what other people are drinking when it comes to what their selection is when it comes to craft beer in your state or your country, whatever it is. But last but not least, of course, I always recommend the best way to support me and help me do what I do is to get yourself over to the Patreon. That's where I do a lot of my giveaways when it comes to my monthly 4-pack giveaways of Illinois exclusive craft beer. And then, of course, just it helps me do what I do, helps me get more beers in my hands, so it helps me get more beer out to you guys as well. So plus, there might be some other giveaways possibly happening in the near future when it comes to maybe other craft beer or content creators as well when it comes to giveaways in that aspect, or possibly doing a giveaway that I team up with a brewery or something to do something like that. So if you join the Patreon, you'll have all these opportunities to win raffles, and then once we get a little more traffic over there, that's when you'll be able to help possibly get a Discord started for all people who join, and then possibly working on merch, glassware, coasters, koozies, all that kind of stuff. I have a bunch of things in the brain that I want to do. I just need a little bit more traffic on the Patreon just to do it. So if you guys want to support me, the Patreon is going to be the best way to do so. So the link to that is down in the description below. I'm not forcing you to do it, but it would be greatly appreciated. But other than that, I think that is pretty much what I have for you guys today. So again, thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are awesome. Thank you everybody who's going to be watching the replay as well. You guys are fantastic. Make sure you guys hit that like button before you get out of here. And I'm going to end this like I always do before we get the hell out of here as well. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I'll see y'all next time. Cheers.